One last kill. That's all there is. Just one last kill and 318 more after that. The Punisher special presentation. Something we've been waiting for a long time. Dropped last night. We heard the first reactions to it, and we talked about the first reactions. They were pretty glowing. And listen, I love Justin Bernthal's Punisher. John Bernthal's Punisher.
That's his brother.
That's his brother, Justin Bernthal. The Educator. There's the Educator and there's the Punisher. And I loved the Netflix series. Loved it. I think I liked it more than most people did. I really enjoyed it a lot. Love seeing him in Daredevil Born Again season 1 again. It was like nothing has changed. He was right back in the action again. And I've been really curious to see this. And I gotta say, when it started last night, I totally forgot about that logo. Marvel special presentation.
I'm like,
I do too. I love it.
I love that thing. I totally forgot all about it. And it really is a sign that the special presentations are back. So what did I think of Punisher One Last Kill? The 44-minute special. Now, listen, I do want to give a heads up. We'll probably go into some spoiler details. Plot is not the main thing about this special. Just so there's really not a lot to spoil per se, because this is not a plot-driven thing. But nonetheless, I do want to give you a heads up. We'll probably go into some details about it. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, this may surprise you. I did not like it as much as most people did. Because I think Punisher One Last Kill was a tale of two halves. There's the second half of the special, when the bass drops and the Punisher comes out to play. When that happens, the entire last 21 minutes of the special was a thing of artistic beauty. It was a symphony of violence. It was John Wick-ish in its beautiful choreography. Like the battle and fight choreography was a thing of beauty. It was a truly exhilarating, wonderfully put together, wonderfully orchestrated action sequence that, like I said, lasted about 20 minutes. And I was eating up every bit, and one of the reactions, I didn't know what it meant at the time because I hadn't seen it yet, but one of the reactors says, "I'll never look at a pen again the same." I could imagine what they meant, but boy, were they right. Oh my God. It got to the point that I started feeling sorry for some of the people Frank was killing. Like I really did. I was starting to feel like some empathy. It's like, come on, man, that's some guy's kid. That's some woman's kid. But at any rate, they started feeling a little bit of empathy. It was beautiful. The other thing that I really liked about it was the basic bones of the construct of the idea of the special, which was this. Once Frank finishes his revenge, what's left? As the memory of one of his fallen comrades said to him, "What's your purpose now?" And the idea that Frank now has to find what his purpose is after he finished taking out everybody responsible for the death of his family, at least in his head, right? That is a great seed to start something with. I love that. I did. And I also really like that by the end, he finds, I won't go into how specific, but by the end of it, he kind of figures out now what his purpose is. He rediscovers a purpose. And I thought the basic idea of that was wonderful. Okay. But you can't ignore the first half. And the first half, I'll be straight up with you guys, I found a little bit disappointing because it doesn't feel like this is the Frank we've gotten to know in Daredevil Born Again, in the original Daredevil series, or in the Punisher series. It feels like a Frank who has regressed. Like, you know what it felt like? It felt like the Frank, this is what I said to Rob earlier, it felt like the Frank, we were just meeting Frank the day after he lost his family.
Right.
That's what it felt like. And when you go back and look at Frank in all the other stuff, yes, he's traumatized. Yes, he's savage. but in his own way, he's also disturbingly articulate. He's also extremely well thought out. And I just kind of felt like he just became kind of a blibbering mess in this. You know, and it's like, and I was I'll be honest with you, I was kind of disappointed with it. I felt like they just completely forgot where we just saw Frank. Right. We just saw him. And this feels like a completely different guy now.
Earlier
much
Frank.
Earlier. And so I got to say, I didn't really like the first half. And I'm just kind of sitting through, I'm like, I hope this picks up. And then the bass drops and Punisher comes out to play. And it was wildly entertaining at that point. So for me overall, would I say in a thumbs up or thumbs down world, was this a good or a bad special? In a black and white world like that, I'll say this was good. Because by the end of it, I was kind of grinning like going, oh my God. And it was really fun. It delivered a lot of the main staples you want from a Punisher product, right? I just think that the way they've portrayed Frank before has been much superior. And I just thought you could have had a better first half while maintaining the deliciousness of the second half. So was it good? Yeah, I thought it was good, but I do think it could have been better from that point of view. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, guys, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think it's a really important reminder that no matter what's going on in our lives, we don't have to go through it alone. And honestly, I think a lot of us carry around stress, anxiety, pressure, or uncertainty without ever really talking about it. Whether it's work, family, finances, or just trying to keep up with life, sometimes it can feel overwhelming. You guys know that one of the things I've learned is that nobody has all the answers on their own. Sometimes just having someone to talk to, someone who can listen and help you sort through what's on your mind, can make a huge difference. And therapy can be a really valuable tool for that. BetterHelp has over 30,000 licensed therapists and has helped more than 6 million people worldwide. They'll match you with a therapist based on a short questionnaire, and if you ever feel like it's not the right fit, you can switch to another therapist at any time. You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have someone with you in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's better, HELP.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you had a chance to watch Punisher One Last Kill. What did you think about it?
You know, I kind of feel exactly the way you did. And this seems strange to me, but the brutality of it all, I mean, it was very much along the lines of Garth Ennis. You know, he was so over the top with the violence, but it was really brutal. It really bothered me. In my head canon, I'm like, okay, this is right in the wake of Kingpin and the end of Daredevil. You know, it follows. There's no law and order. The streets are falling to chaos or whatever. But like you said, I felt like this was a 45-minute long explanation of who Punisher is, you know, previously on the Punisher. So you know who and what Punisher is moving into. Because we haven't seen Punisher on the big screen in the MCU. And we're going to see him in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So I think that probably serves a purpose for those people. But like you said, we already know everything that was going on. But I will say this. Bernthal was his acting going
He's
off the deep end.
He's a phenomenal performer.
It was the performance was incredible.
By the way, I just saw Gary, the extra bonus episode of The Bear.
Oh yeah.
And again, Bernthal's so good.
Bernthal's, and I think part of the reason he wanted to do this was he wanted to go
decompress a little bit,
go into those depths. I mean, and I do not fault him for that. So I really, and like you said, when the bass drops and the action goes all the rad, I was really into it, and it was a lot of fun. Again, though, I mean, I found myself, the brutality of it was hardcore, you know, and I was really
Remember when people were worried that Disney's going to Disneyfy the Punisher? No, the fuck they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
I'm just glad that guy at the end got his comeuppance, because that.
Oh, has there been anything more satisfying on a television screen?
After, you know, I have 4 dogs, and I was very upset by that big sequence, and I'm like, I am so glad that man got vindication. He got his Marine Corps hat back, and he got vindication.
That line, when that guy said, the best line, I think the best line in the episode was, "That's not the only thing he took from me."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, what is it about us? We as people, we can see like inhumanity on untold scales and go, oh wow, that's hardcore. Oh yeah. Somebody kills a dog,
I
and
feel
we're
like
like,
that with any animal.
that effer gotta die. That guy's like, when that happened, I'm like, I was stunned. Like I was like, I couldn't believe they actually went there and they did that. Like that was such a moment of brutality. I'm like, okay, this man must be revisited later. He must be revisited later.
Well, I'm not supposed to bring this up, but there's a great moment in Star Trek when Spock says that it's easier for human beings to contemplate the death of one individual than it is to contemplate the death of millions.
Ah,
And it's true.
he's so true. It's so true.
Could it be? Could it be El Guapo?
Could it be?
I haven't seen it yet.
Once again.
None of that was in modern Star Trek, by the way. It's all classic.
Yeah. I'm going to see it probably tonight. But, I mean, you guys talked about his regression. I mean, oftentimes if you're dealing with PTSD, the things that originally triggered you can make you regress into almost a blabbering, individual.
Yes,
Could that be what they were exploring?
Maybe, but the journey to that
I see. They didn't
would have
make
been
it.
more interesting.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing I mentioned earlier was that when the special starts, it starts after Frank has taken out the rest of the people he deems partially responsible for the death of his family. And I'm like, that's an odd choice to have happen off screen. That's an odd choice. By the way, kind of as a side note, I don't know if I'll be able to get it on screen here or not, but I will certainly try. I don't know that I'm going to be able to. Let me see if I can. But during the episode, if any of you guys watched our Comic-Con, let me get sorry about this, guys. This is the danger of trying to do stuff live instead of pre-recorded. For any of you guys who watched our CinemaCon streams, you guys will remember that on one of our after studio presentations, our friend Nadia, also known as Gotham Geek Girl, came on and did one of our episodes with us. So I'll see if I can get this. Yeah. See if you can get this on there. Yeah. So if you guys were watching the Punisher special last night and all of a sudden Nadia comes on screen, like, why does that girl look familiar? Because that's Nadia. That's Gotham Geek Girl, which it's so funny because she didn't even tell us. I guess she wasn't allowed to tell us.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting down watching the special last night and Anne is like, that's Nadia. Anne and Nadia go shopping. It's like, that's Nadia. I'm like, no. And we read, I'm like, holy crap, that is Nadia. So that was Gotham Geek Girls in it. So good on her for that. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What did you think about the Punisher One Last Kill? To me, it was a story of two different halves. The second half, I ate up and I loved. I just think the first half could have been done better. But anyway, overall, I kind of enjoyed it. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.